I'm Judy Kurtz, coming to you tonight from the Kennedy Center Honors, where lawmakers are mixing and mingling with the stars to recognize some of the biggest names in the arts. How does it feel to be here tonight? What honors is this for you at this point?
I love being at this. This is one thing where you see people, Republicans, Democrats. Politics are irrelevant. It's just watching the wonderful people, and we have friends of ours who are being honored, and that's going to make it even nicer. But the country has been so fractured, fragmented. The arts tend to bring you together, and it's nice to know that this can be like it was the first time I went decades ago. You see people come together. There are no political labels.
You are a Batman star, and George Clooney is being honored here tonight. Who was the best Batman?
George would be the first one to say it. He said it to us several times that he was not the best Batman. In fact, I think his wife once told me that he doesn't want her to see that Batman movie. He told Marcel a few years ago, he said, that Batman movie that Patrick was in, he almost ruined the franchise. I said, wait a minute, I was on the screen for 1 minute. You played Batman. I said, no, it's all your fault. Would have gone great except for you being in it. We tease each other like that all the time.
Thank you so much. How does it feel to be at honors here tonight?
Most people don't know this, but I was here at the beginning when I was still at General Motors many moons ago when I was head of the foundation. GM was, as you'll, Mayor, you're too young, was the sole sponsor of this with CBS. So this is a ritual and a tradition for me for more years than I care to remember. And we honor great icons in the arts from all different, and it's great to see everybody back today, to see people excited to get dressed up and just see people participating in an important ritual and tradition.
Are you a George Clooney fan, a Gladys Knight fan? Are you like stargazing?
I'm Motown, so I love Gladys Knight. I'm so excited to be here, but the rest of them will all be drooling over George Clooney. Give me Motown any day of the week.
Who has the most soul in Washington?
The most soul in Washington? Gladys Knight.
Right now.
Gladys has more soul anywhere. Gladys has not dropped a note. My wife and I saw her in Miami, and I'm going to tell you, Gladys has not lost anything. She is singing, and I'm sitting up there going, wow, look at this. So anybody that would try to, have you noticed nobody has ever tried to sing her stuff? Because they can't. Gladys is just, my baby is just too tough, man. She's a singing little thing. She really is. And we go back more than 40 years, wherein we would ride the buses. Yes, we would ride the buses in segregated cities to perform on the Jackie Wilson show or and I remember her from the days of Ted Mack as an amateur, and I never visioned that she would be, I was young too, and I saw her, my grandmother and all, we saw her, but she has not lost anything. I'm so happy for her. It's an emotional time because I'm saying, at last, you're there. And you know what? If nothing else, she showed up, and she's gonna be. I know they're gonna honor her right, because I'm gonna be sitting there watching.
Can we talk to you about how it's a bipartisan showing, especially at the state dinner earlier this week at the White House?
Right. It's all that part of it is great. I was just talking about how Senator Cornyn and I worked together for a year to pass Save Our Stages, the biggest investment in the arts in the history of America. $15 billion. And this is just an example of how arts brings people together. And Washington is ready to talk and see each other again and dust off the old dresses and tuxes and maybe be able to wear the shoes for 1 hour because we're all used to flat shoes. So I am actually really excited that everyone's coming and we're seeing a number of Republicans here tonight.
Favorite
Okay.
U2 song?
Beautiful.
Nice.
Brandy, does being in Washington inspire songwriting at all?
Being in Washington inspires me as a mother and an activist. It makes me realize the gravity and the weight of where I am and how important the arts are in terms of their ambassadorship for this country.
Okay, how's it feel to be here in DC?
Oh, first of all, I love DC. I love this event because I grew up watching Kennedy Center Honors, and to be asked to be part of the artist committee this year was just so surreal. It was an honor, and also for this year, one of the honorees to be Miss Gladys Knight. I opened for Gladys Knight, and I was able to have her on my show. And this is just an honor for her as well as the other honorees. But just shows you the surreal moment and things that can happen when you have this wonderful art, this wonderful talent. And also we celebrate the arts. Arts is what keeps this country together. I think, I grew up a Motown child. I've seen how it desegregated this country. So it's important for us to keep the arts at heart, and it's important for us to keep working to make sure that even the artists get celebrated.
Are there any particular spots when you're here in Washington that you love to go to?
I go check on Martin. I go make sure he okay. Then I go check on Lincoln. He's still there. They haven't went anywhere. But, I just love this city. It's something about the lights and the way it looks and the buildings and the structures. It gives me a sense of calmness, but it also shows me that this country is a great country and there's a lot of formality. And I think sometimes we take that for granted. We take for granted that, we can be a poor person and you can work your way up to have a comfortable life, any type of life. So whenever I come to DC, that actually running around, it reminds me of the things that our country and the opportunity that our country has. That's why I love DC.
Great to see you.
It's so exciting to be here tonight.
So we saw a lot of bipartisan showing, especially at the White House State Dinner earlier this week. Some Democrats and Republicans here tonight. Are we ushering in a new era in Washington of bipartisanship?
Well, I think, as you know, we're doing a change of the guard, and I would certainly hope that with a new generation of leaders, we'll have a new beginning. And tonight, what a great start. Supporting the Kennedy Center, the President of the United States here, and so much diversity of talent. So I'm excited, and COVID-19 is a little behind us. Quite different tonight than the other years.
Absolutely. Is there anyone you're a big fan of that you're going to kind of be stargazing
I
around?
tried to check that box, and I like everyone.
Oh, so diplomatic. Come on.
Okay, I grew up with Gladys, and listening to Gladys, and I'm a big George Clooney fan.
Thank you so much. Great to see you. You're here tonight. There are Democrats here as well. Are we ushering in a new era of bipartisanship in Washington, or is that wishful thinking?
I think the Senate has worked on a bipartisan basis for a long time. We get along great, and we've done a lot of things over the last couple of years. We're becoming a little more polarized as a nation, and that's being reflected in the people that are being elected. So hopefully we can keep the bipartisan effort alive.
Are you a fan of any particular person?
George Clooney starred in my favorite movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And Gladys Knight has been a hero of mine for many, many years.
Who would play you if they were to play Senator Romney?
I definitely pick George.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't I wish?
Thank you.
So what was it like to go to the White House and meet the president? What were your emotions?
I loved it. I felt like he was my brother.
How so?
Huh?
How so?
Because I have been knowing him for so long, even though he's the president.
You guys go way back.
And we go back way back. Whether they're good or whether they're bad, because some of them aren't what they should be. But he is amazing. He has such a tender heart. He does.
You're a living legend. Who are some living legends to you?
Oh my goodness! Every time I've stepped out on the road, it's been. See, I'm keep going.
There you go. Who are some of your musical heroes?
Oh, I have so many. I really do. I saw him when he was there. We had the best time because I did a number with him, and then he did a number with me. with me, I mean, music is that kind of thing that can really bring glue to all of us if we just had a little bit more light to it, you know? And that's what I feel.
You certainly bring that light. And what do you love about being in Washington? Is there any place you like to go?
About being in D.C.?
Yeah, DC.
Oh, I used to be out here all the time. The Howard Theater, all of those. I worked out here for so many years, and the people came and supported us, and we just had a good time.
We're glad you're here.
We did. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have fun with us. One
Yes.
last question. You have a comment about the trajectory you would describe yourself from being in the Sunbeam Children's Choir to the Pips to the Kennedy Center Honors. How
The
would you describe
Sunbeam
that
Choir,
trajectory?
girl, we were kicking it. We put these little friends of ours together, and that's how we ended up with the Sunbeam Choir. And then we had to go and get the reverend to say, okay, we want to sing. And we're going to sing like this and this and this and this. So here we are. I mean, it was so fun, but we were bad little kids then. We were playing around the pulpit and down in the baptismal pool and all that. Now, you got to remember, we were 6, 7, 8 years old. Mischief was what it was.
How do you think President Biden's doing so far?
Beautifully. I love him. He's a kind man with great intentions, and he has passed some incredible legislation, which kind of gets overlooked and they're not very good at bragging about right now. And so he's done a really good job, and I'm very proud to be a supporter.
What do you think of
Washington politics yourself?
Listen, we have a really nice life.
what do you think are Trump's chances of winning in 2024?
I don't know. I have no idea. You know, you can't ask me. I was dead wrong about his first offered chances of winning, so I'm not allowed to talk about it anymore.
You want to be
Mr. Clooney, you're in this monument to the first Irish American president.
Yes.
What is that honor like for you?
Well, it's pretty cool because, you know, as a good old Irishman, you know, I'm very proud. But also, he was such a big supporter of the arts, and you know, we romanticize him, and rightfully so. He was young and charming and funny and substantive, and we miss that voice. We miss voices like that, and when we see voices like that, we're really drawn to it, like a bug light. So so it's exciting to be here.